home.
Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope all are safe at home, isn't it? How is weather today? It's very pleasant. Yesterday it was hot, but today it is pleasant, isn't it, children? Have you noticed today's weather, how the weather is? You have to observe, okay? You have to notice. Then only you will understand what weather is, isn't it? So, in this lesson, in the previous class, you have learnt about weather. What is weather? An atmospheric condition of a place for a period of time. Okay? It is not constant. It will change hour to hour, day to day, place to place. Then what is climate? Climate is an average weather condition of a place for a long period of time. Okay? Average weather condition for a long period of time. So, in this lesson, in the last class, you have learnt about the factors influencing climate. How many factors I said? There are 5 factors. How many? 5 factors. They are latitude, altitude and distance from the sea. Okay? Today you are going to learn about humidity and precipitation and winds. So, I will recap once again. Latitude. How latitude is influencing climate? When we are moving farther from the equator, the climate is getting colder. Near equator it is hotter, but when we go farther from the equator it is becoming colder. Next, altitude. Altitude means height. Height above the sea level. When we are moving towards the hills or to the mountains, the temperature will be decreasing. You will be experiencing cold climate. Okay? Next, distance from the sea. Near the sea, the climate will be very mild. Moderate type of climate you will be observing. When we compare to the innermost lands. Innermost lands are to extreme climate they will be experiencing. In this class now you are going to learn about humidity and precipitation and winds. Humidity. Humidity is another important factor which is affecting the climate, children. What is humidity? Humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air. Amount of water vapor in the air is known as humidity. The places which have more humidity, those experience sticky, hot and sweaty feeling, children. The places where humidity is more, we will experience sticky feeling, hot feeling and sweaty, continuously sweat we will get. Okay? The places where humidity is very low. The places where humidity is very low, our skin feels dry and lips also get chapping. What happens when humidity is very low? Our skin feels dryness and lips become chapping. Children, near the sea, humidity will be more. Okay? Near the sea, the rate of humidity will be more when we compare to the inner lands. The lands with places which are away from the sea have less humidity when we compare to places near the sea. Okay? And not only that, the places where humidity is more, precipitation also will be more. When precipitation will be more, rainfall will be more. Okay, children, when humidity is more, precipitation will be more. When precipitation will be more, rainfall will be more. That is the reason why places near the equator experiences heavy rains. Okay? That is the reason places near the equator experiences heavy rains. Whereas in desert region experience very less rainfall because of low humidity and low precipitation. Now is it clear, children, how humidity is affecting precipitation? Actually, now you can understand the meaning of precipitation. What is precipitation? Means clouds gives out water in the form of rain, snow and hailstones. That is known as precipitation. When humidity is more, precipitation is more. When precipitation is more, rainfall is more. So, in this way, humidity and precipitation are affecting the climate of a place. The last factor is winds. The last factor is winds. The air, the motion of air is known as wind. What is wind? The motion of air is known as wind. Near the sea, the air blows with heavy moisture, giving out rainfall to the coastal region. What happens near the sea? Winds blow with heavy moisture, making the climate pleasant over there and giving rainfall to that places. Okay, children. Winds in the desert are very hot. How the winds in desert, children? Those are very hot, making the area also very hotter. Okay. In the coastal areas, winds are very cool, making the climate pleasant and bringing rainfall to the coastal region. Whereas in the desert, hot winds blow and making the area also very hotter. Whereas in the polar regions, cold winds blow and making the area sharply colder. Okay, like this, winds also affect the climate of the place. So, up to now you have learnt about 5 factors. Once again I will recap, children. Latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, humidity and precipitation, and last one is winds. See, children, there are 3 zones, heat zones on the earth. Earth is divided into 3 zones depending on the amount of heat received from the sun. Depending on the amount of heat received from the sun, earth is divided into 3 zones, children. Why like that? Because earth is spherical in shape. Which shape earth is? In spherical shape, and axis also tilted. Earth axis is tilted. That is the reason same amount of heat is not falling on the earth. Earth is receiving different amount of heat in different places. Based on the amount of heat received, earth is divided into 3 zones. They are torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. What are the 3 zones, children? Torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. Okay. First, we will learn about torrid zone. Torrid zone is the hottest part of the earth. Torrid zone is the hottest part of the earth because it is receiving direct rays of the sun. It lies on the both sides of the equator. Torrid zone lies on both sides of the equator from 23½ north to 23½ south degree latitude. Okay, from 23½ north to 23½ south degree latitude. So on both sides of the equator it is lying, and it is the hottest part of the earth. Second zone is temperate zone. What is the second zone? Temperate zone. On the temperate zone, the sun rays are falling slightly slanting. Okay, temperate zone is receiving slightly slanting rays of the sun. So these rays are not much hotter. So the temperate zone experience mild climate. Temperate zone lies between 23½ north to 66½ north in the northern hemisphere. Okay. What is the location of temperate zone, children? 23½ north to 66½ north in the northern hemisphere. 23½ south to 66½ south in the southern hemisphere. 23½ south to 66½ south in the southern hemisphere. Means after the torrid zone, temperate zone starts. Okay. In the northern hemisphere, after the torrid zone, temperate zone starts from 23½ north to 66½ degree north, and in the southern hemisphere, 23½ south to 66½ south degree latitude. Okay. Those sun rays are slightly slanting. Falling on the earth. That is the reason why the temperate zone experience mild climate. The third zone is frigid zone. What is the third zone? Frigid zone. On the frigid zone, the slanting rays falls on the poles. That is the reason throughout the year most of the polar zones are frigid zone. Means frigid zone is also known as polar region, children. Okay, as it is lying near the poles, it is known as polar region. So in the frigid zones, as the rays are very slanting, very less amount of heat falls on the poles, making it very cooler throughout the year. Most of the year it is frozen in the frozen state. It will be finding in the frozen state. So in the three zones, which is the hotter zone? Torrid zone, as it receives direct rays of the sun. Temperate zone, it experiences mild climate because it receives slanting rays of the sun. Polar zone, frigid zone, it is receiving very slanting rays of the sun, so it is very colder region. Like this, based on the amount of heat received from the sun, Earth is divided into three zones, children. Now, have you understood the whole topic? Just I will give you the recap once. You have learnt about weather. It is a condition of atmosphere for a particular period of time. Climate is an average weather condition for a period of time, for a longer period of time. Next, the factors which are affecting the climate. Those are 5 factors. Latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, humidity and precipitation. Last one is winds. Okay, as we move farther from the latitudes, the climate will be becoming colder. Altitude, as we move high to the mountains, the weather will be becoming, the climate will be becoming colder. Distance from the sea, as we move away from the sea, the climate will be becoming hotter when we compare it to the places near the sea. Humidity, when humidity is more, we'll feel very hot, sticky and sweaty. When humidity is less, feel pleasant and we'll feel hot and dry. Next, precipitation means when precipitation is more, rainfall will be more. Like near the equator, rainfall will be more. Next, winds. Winds also affecting the climate. When hot winds blew like in desert, making the all the area hotter. Okay, ma? So these are the 5 factors. Depending on the amount of heat received from the sun, Earth is divided into 3 zones, children. How many zones? 3 zones. Because Earth is not receiving same amount of heat from the sun, as it is spherical and axis is tilted. That is the reason why Earth is divided into 3 zones depending on the amount of heat received from the sun. Those are torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. Okay, torrid zone receives direct rays and it is hotter part of the earth, hottest part of the earth. Temperate zone receives slanting rays of the sun and it experiences mild climate, whereas frigid zone experiences more slanting rays of the sun and the polar region is the coldest part of the earth, children. Now it is clear, children? Okay, thank you.